Today we are going to make a warm and cool color leaf. Our learning goals are I can tell what warm and cool colors are, and I can create art with warm and cool colors. So what are the warm and cool colors? Warm colors are yellow, orange, and red. They remind us of things that are hot, like the sun or fire. Cool colors are purple, blue, and green. They remind us of cool things like water or ice or grass. Today, we're going to use the warm and cool colors to make a fall leaf, like this one. You're going to need a piece of white paper, some crayons or oil pastels, and you're going to need the paint I sent home with you. To start, we are going to grab a pencil and draw a leaf. There are many ways to draw a leaf. Here are a few examples. You can draw your leaf however way you want, but you do want it to be big. Don't draw a teeny tiny leaf. Make sure that it's big and it fills up a lot of your paper. So I drew this big curvy leaf, and now I'm adding the lines inside of the leaf with my pencil. Once you have your leaf drawn, you're going to grab your crayons or oil pastels, and you're going to trace on top of your lines. Your leaf is going to be warm colors. So I grabbed my warm colored oil pastels. And I'm going to press down pretty hard to get nice bright color to trace on top of my pencil. And I'm going to use all my warm colors. You can choose one color to trace on top of your lines, or you could do what I'm doing, and I'm going to use all three of my warm colors to trace my lines. Now that I have my lines traced, I'm going to add some pattern to the inside of my leaf, using lines or shapes to fill in some of those areas inside my leaf. You could also use white to add kind of like a wind spirally line in the background if you want to. You can use a white oil pastel or white crayon to do that. And now that I have my leaf drawn with patterns, I'm ready to paint. You're going to need a water cup, the paint I sent home with you, and a paintbrush. If you have your own watercolor paint, you may use that instead of the paint I sent if you have some at home. So we are going to paint our leaf with the warm colors. The background is going to be the cool colors. So to make this paint work, you need to get your brush wet, and I'm going to put a little puddle of paint in the color I want to start with. So I'm starting with red. I'm twirling my brush gently in the paint, and I've added water. This paint needs a lot of water to work. So you'll see me just go get water on my brush and not paint sometimes to help spread it around. Clean your brush before you change colors. So I've moved on to orange, and I'm painting with the orange now. Notice how I get more water before I go back to the paint, because this paint needs a lot of water. So I'm cleaning my brush and putting a puddle in yellow. And I'm going to paint an area yellow. Get as much water as you need to make the paint go smoothly. If it's not painting easily, get more water on your brush. More water is helpful to spread the paint around. Now that I have my leaf painted, I'm ready to paint the background with my cool colors. So I am getting a puddle of water in my green, and you might notice that green is kind of moving around, and that's okay. Just get some water on there and you can still use that paint. So I'm putting a little bit of green, and I'm using a lot of water to spread it around. And I am going to kind of blend it into some blue. So I'm going to paint on top of that, and I'm going to grab some water and blend them together gently with the brush. Okay. Notice how the color is pretty light. If you get some really dark color, you're going to want to get some water on your brush and carefully spread it around. So I am almost done painting my whole background. So I'm going to just remind you that water is going to be helpful to spread that paint around. Make sure you're using enough water. If it's not painting easily, get more water on your brush and spread it around. Another good tip to know is that the green and the purple are not going to mix together very well. They're going to make kind of a brown color. So I do not recommend painting and mixing the green and the purple. Try to put your green next to your blue and mix those together. Do not mix the green and the purple. They will not make a very pretty color. And here is my finished warm and cool color leaf painting. When you're done, your palette will have some water in it. Let that dry overnight and bring back your paintbrush and your palette back to school so we can use it for other projects.